Just keeps spinning, but it's telling me on
There
Twitter.
it goes.
Okay.
There it goes.
There we go.
I can hear you talking still though.
Yeah.
So we should start doing.
What? Talking while the intro's going? What is that? Yeah. I think he's playing it on purpose.
It was the Bama fight song.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Welcome into We Talk Ball. I'm your host, Chris. You can find me on Twitter at CFPTalk07. Joined as always by my co-host, Austin. I'm currently, the show's going to be a little different tonight. I am out of town at a hotel with my kids and wife, so y'all may see them in and out of the screen. You may even hear them, so deal with us. But hey, we always going to bring the content. So what's up, Austin?
Got to make it happen.
Got to make it happen some way. We are going to probably do a show that's probably not going to be our normal hour long. Probably going to try to wrap it up rather quick tonight. But nonetheless, we're going to bring the content. So, Austin, how's the week going?
It's almost Friday.
I'm losing count of the days.
Huh?
I'm losing count of the days.
Well, you're off the last couple days, so must be nice.
Yeah, it's been very nice. It's been very nice. I'll tell you what, though. I don't like this city of Atlanta.
Yeah, maybe don't say the things that
I
you were
sent the
texting me
text.
about the city earlier, but
Nah, I don't want to get canceled.
yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah,
Just the traffic. It's just the traffic.
it's just traffic.
That's the only thing that makes
It's
it
just
terrible.
traffic.
If you're not from Atlanta and you're hearing us talk right now, we're small town guys. The city of Atlanta is fabulous. It has some great sites. If you've never been there to go to the College Football Hall of Fame, you got to go check it out. But the traffic is just brutal.
Oh my God, it's horrible. It's horrible, and that's 98% of what I'm talking about when I say I'm ready to get out of the city.
Oh, I know.
Because it's been tough. All right, man. Well, let's jump into it. We got some coaching notes. I didn't really write anything down, so I'm gonna go off memory. But man, it sounds like Florida might be out of the running for Lane. Maybe down to LSU and Ole Miss. Seems like LSU has made a big push here.
I've read a lot of smoke with the LSU thing. I don't know how much, obviously you don't know what's true and what's not when this stuff is going on, but I also know where there's smoke, there's fire.
It sounds like there's a lot of LSU smoke right now.
What are you hearing? What are you hearing with Florida?
I think it's from what I've been able to piece together, it sounds like maybe the NIL numbers are concerning. Doesn't know. Braden in the chat. Wait, what? I'm a Florida fan. I want Lane. Yeah, Braden. I hate to share bad news, brother, but I mean, again, this could be all smoke screen. It could be all not true, but it does sound like Florida is losing steam here. But yeah, the only thing I really heard on why is maybe a little bit to do with NIL. I do think his reputation or representation is pushing him to LSU. That's really all I've got with it. Braden asked, "What about NIL? Florida has tons." Apparently, I think from what I've understood, Lane and them don't really necessarily believe Florida, in a sense, is what I'm gathering. Just from what I've seen on different reports. This is not my report, and I don't have sources. Not at Florida. So yeah, I don't know. It just seems like LSU's getting the most steam. I don't know,
Well,
or staying at Ole Miss. That's getting a lot of steam too.
yeah. Do you think it has anything to do with Lane just being self-aware and knowing that he's an average recruiter, and he knows to compete, he's got to have top level NIL money.
You know what I found really interesting though, and your theory's really right. Probably really right. I read a report today. I'm actually going to share it on Twitter, parts of it, because it goes back to what I used to say. Apparently, Lane's frustrations right now at Ole Miss is apparently their NIL is pretty good there.
Mm-hmm.
Yet he's not been able to convince kids to still go to Ole Miss. That matter of fact, according to the report, he's apparently lost kids despite having a competitive equal offer of a Georgia. And in the report, it also said that he's also lost kids being the highest bidder, but they're still going to a Georgia, LSU,
Yeah.
Alabama. And he may be starting to realize that maybe, hey, you can have all the money in the world, but at the end of the day, the kids still want to go play at Georgia, at Alabama, at LSU, at Florida, at Ohio State.
Well, let's think about it this way. If I'm an 18-year-old kid coming out of high school, and what's the difference in, all right, 4 million at Ole Miss and or call it 5 million at Ole Miss and 4 million at Georgia? I mean, you're still changing your life with that type of money. So yeah, I mean, I could see that. No,
Yeah, and
nobody wants to live in Mississippi. Let's be honest.
that's getting clipped. That is so getting clipped.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I didn't mean it like that.
Oh no, it's getting clipped. It's getting clipped. Oh, it's getting clipped. Braden asked a chance. So based off, what chance does Lane have to go to UF? You think based off what you've seen? I'll tell you this. From what I've seen, I would put it. I'm not going to put a percentage on it, but I'll tell you this. I read a report today from the Ole Miss people, and the guy that put the report out there, I would trust over anybody. He's one of the best that cover Ole Miss. His exact words in a sense was it was between LSU, Ole Miss, and Florida's running a distant third at this point, and that it was fading with Florida rather quickly. And what I find interesting, Braden in the chat, if people have already forgot, there was a report yesterday that John Summerall was going to interview with Florida.
Yeah.
Which raised my antennas.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that's not good. But then, within 5-10 minutes,
yeah,
John Summerall canceled the interview and is not going to be interviewing for the Florida job, which me and Austin, we're not going to out him, but we know somebody that knows John Summerall, and from what I've been told, he's not one that likes leaks. So, that may have been a factor in it, but I did find it curious that was because
if he's not interviewing for that job, does that mean he's already taken a job? Or
I think he's taking the Auburn job. He's moving in silence on that Auburn job.
Because why would you not? Why would you not at least take that interview?
I don't know. He's a different dude. I think he legit would be the type to get pissed about his shit leaking.
Yeah.
I think he would be pissed. And
dude, I loved his press conference this week.
Yeah, I love it too. He ain't like most of these crybabies out there.
Right.
He ain't like most of these crybabies. And what I found, another theory I had was I'm starting to think I wonder if Florida leaked that to put pressure on Kiffin.
That was my thought.
Yeah.
But I mean, you try to pressure Kiffin, I think that's the worst.
He'll go the opposite way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his biggest downfall is the reason that I love him so much, and it's his ego.
Yeah, he don't like that stuff. So I don't know where this is going. Who knows? But I do think it is coming to an end soon. I do think this is all going to come to an head at some point. I do wonder. I have no idea what Lane Kiffin's going to do. We're asked on this show on our comments all the time. What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? And I tell people all the time, I have no idea because Lane is really unpredictable. I could see Lane staying at Ole Miss because he really wants coaching in the playoffs, and I have not read the report yet, but there's a report out there that is saying apparently in his contract at Ole Miss, they can allow him not to coach
Yeah.
or something like that. I'll have to go read it. I don't.
Yeah,
I should probably.
I saw something like that too.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said nothing unless I read it, but I haven't had time to read it. So, but I just remember seeing something that was interesting about that. So I wonder, does Lane really do it? Like, does he really do it, or is it just the calendar is so messed up it's not going to let him do it? Because I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Do you want to miss the playoffs?
One more thought on this, and then we can move on. But if this is truly going down behind closed doors, like what we're seeing it as, Lane being Lane, we don't know. I mean, he may be wide open talking to Ole Miss about what's really going on, and they just haven't leaked it. But if it's truly going down like this, doesn't it feel like even now, like if he were to stay at Ole Miss, he's kind of tarnished his name a little bit?
Based on fan reaction, yeah, but
exactly like more of a F you, dude. Like if you want to go somewhere, go kind of thing.
I do think that's definitely tarnished at the moment. But as we all say,
go win some football games.
Yeah, winning can cure all things. Now, if he does it again, like within a year or two, I don't know that there's any amount of winning that's going to cure this, because this is the second time Ole Miss fans are having to go through this. And if this is going to become an every year thing, especially hopefully this doesn't happen, but if DeBoer gets ran out of town, Alabama comes up in again.
So I think that is if he doesn't take the Florida or LSU job, I really think the only other job he would leave for
is Alabama. Alan in the chat asked, why would he leave less pressure than Florida? I want to comment on that. Why would he leave? Because he wants to win national championships.
Kirby Smart says it as best. We use it at my job all the time. Pressure is a privilege.
Yeah, pressure is a privilege. Yeah, when you're it's easy for us, normal, average working Americans to say this stuff.
Absolutely.
We joke all the time. We would love to be a fired head coach, go run a program to the ground and get the $50 million buyout. But man, these dudes are different. These dudes are wired different, man. They could care less about those buyouts, to be honest. Honestly, I would venture to guess most coaches don't even know what's in their own bank accounts. They're just so locked in.
I read a story about James Franklin the other day, and it was like, why would you get the buyout that you just got and then just not even take a year off and jump right into another program that needs rebuilding? So you're going to have to, and it's like, it's not about the money.
Alan said in a comment he can do that at Ole Miss. Can he? I haven't seen it yet. That's the thing. Until I see, because right now we're all in the theory that college football has parity now, which it does. That's evident. We're in the theory now that the talent has spread out. It has. That's been proven. We still haven't seen it yet, guys. I've yet to see Indiana win a national championship. I haven't seen Ole Miss do it yet. Until I see it.
We saw TCU make it.
Yeah, we saw TCU make it. But until I see Indiana, Ole Miss, you can name a bunch of programs, Nebraska, until I see it, I'm not going to believe it. Guy in the comment, I forgot his name, but he says he can do that at Ole Miss. I mean, based on history, no, he can't. Not up to this point. Now, if Lane goes into the playoffs and decides to stay and they go win a national championship, all right, then we can start having the conversation. Hey, you can do this here. But we ain't seen that yet, so I don't know why people, and I'm not picking on Allen, no offense. I don't know why anybody would sit here and say, oh, well, you can do that on this. There's no historical evidence to say you can. There is at LSU, though. There is at Florida. There is at Georgia. There ain't at Ole Miss. So we'll see. That could change. Indiana go win the Big Ten championship, go to the playoffs, win the national championship, and then hey, it's all hell breaks loose. Then we're having a whole new conversation. But
I'm here for it. Let's do it.
yeah, I mean, it'd be great. I think that would be cool. I mean, hell, if Georgia's not in the playoffs, which they're going to be, but if they're not, I would root for Ole Miss to win it all. People said that UGA couldn't do it, but look what Kirby did. No, nobody said that. Nobody ever said that. Nobody ever said that. Matter of fact, the reason Rick got fired was because like Georgia was like a job that you could win a national championship and you couldn't do it. So no, nobody ever said that Georgia could not win a national championship. Georgia was a program that could absolutely win national championships, and Mark Rick couldn't get it there. And yeah, but anyway, let's move on. I didn't really. I glanced the internet before I left with my wife to go to Target to see on some coaching updates. I went to the Penn State sites. Really, all I seen, I'm still seeing DeBoer's name mentioned some. I saw a new update that said watch if he loses to Auburn, there could be something there.
If he lost to Auburn, I could absolutely see that. You go 2 years in a row and don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Drinkwitz's name is getting mentioned a lot at LSU as a number 2 behind Lane.
That Penn State job, man, that's a job that is being overlooked. I feel like just because of, and maybe it's because we're in the South and we just hear so much more about Florida LSU and Kiffin and all that. But I mean, that Penn State job's still a good job.
It is. How I think that one's fixing to play out.
Oh.
I think James Franklin's going to do it good at Virginia Tech. Penn State's not going to get the good hire. And then we're going to hear, you shouldn't have fired Franklin. I don't have a good feeling for who they're going to hire.
You said that before all of these other jobs opened up, though.
Yeah.
Because remember, you gave a speech to Penn State fans the night they fired Franklin and said, doesn't matter who they hire, what happens.
I don't care.
It was the right call.
I don't care what James Franklin does at Virginia Tech. If he does great or good, bad, whatever, I don't care who Penn State hires. They should have fired Franklin. It was time to go.
Yep.
But that annoying conversation's happening. Arkansas, haven't seen much on them. Seems like that one's still kind of in the dark. Obviously, we know LSU, Florida, Ole Miss is in the Lane sweepstakes. So other than that, that's kind of pretty much it for the coaching carousel. Updates. Maybe next week we'll have a little bit more. I do think we'll have some more on the Lane Kiffin movement after the Egg Bowl. So after next weekend. Let's see. All right. Before we go to the game previews, Tanner P asked in the chat because we want to definitely engage with our commenters. Thoughts on A&M. Also, I'm gonna let you give your thoughts on A&M while I tell my kids to be quiet. Can you hear them?
I can't really hear them.
Okay.
Now, thoughts on A&M. A&M can move the ball with anybody. However, I think South Carolina showed last week that Marcel Reed can be shaken up a little bit. So I think they kind of found the formula to take them down if anybody can execute it. I think A&M's one that could lose to Texas, lose the SEC championship, and be a first round out. And I also think they could get hot and win a national championship.
I would agree with all that. I've said for the last couple of weeks, I clipped something on our show talking about the first half Aggies versus the second half Aggies against South Carolina. I got some hate from some Aggie fans that was saying, it was only one bad half. And I had made a comment to one of them. I was like, well, that bad first half kind of exposed some of the things that I was worried about with the Aggies. I do have some worries. I think the run defense, as we mentioned, has been, weak at points, weak at times. I think Reed can be a little bit of hot and cold. Sorry, y'all. My wife is just all in the shot there. She is in her night clothes too. um. But yeah, that was. She just. We said at the top of the show this was gonna be a disaster. But anyway, so yeah, I think A&M is really good. I do think they're fully capable of winning it all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if they play like they did in the second half, that team's unstoppable. One more question, then we go to our previews. Because I'm biased here. Anthony, thoughts on Georgia? I think Georgia's peaking at the right time. I think this is a team that you know, it, 4 or 5 weeks ago, I would have told you that they wouldn't have won. Then they, Jesus, that they would not have won a national championship this year. But then, check your phone. Then now, I think this team can win a national championship. They're peaking at the right time, I think. What's your thoughts?
I'm with you. We talk about the parity. We talk about everything. This has got to be one of the most wide open national champion. I know we've been open and honest that we're not. We make sure to focus on the regular season because it still matters, and not talk about the playoffs. But I'll be honest, man. The playoffs this year are gonna be fun. I'm not saying it won't be like last year where there's a bunch of blowouts, but there's a lot of games that could be real intriguing.
Have you seen that the Vegas lines where it could stop right now? So it was like the Georgia and the G5 team. It was like 30-point spread.
Yeah.
But then it was like Alabama, Oregon was like Oregon 4.5.
Yeah.
It was like, and then the other two games, I can't even remember what they were, but the other games, it was like 3, 4.5 spreads, every single one.
I know I've seen some that had Oklahoma playing Alabama in the first round, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, no. I also seen one that had Oklahoma or Notre Dame traveling to Oklahoma.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. There's so many matchups this year. Like, I'm here for it. Let's, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for it too, as long as it's not 24. All right. USC at Oregon. Oregon favored by 9.5. Look, I don't have our pick'em records. I don't have none of my notes. I don't even have my laptop. I'm doing this off the iPad, so I don't know what our records is. We'll update it next week. I do know last week. I do know that I do know without doing the math, I took the lead because you went 1-4 last week, and I went 4-1. Oh no, you went 2-3, I think. Something like that. I don't know.
I've gotten careless the last couple of weeks.
You have.
I think I've looked for a little more chaos than what we've got this year.
Yeah.
It's usually this time of year that it kind of starts to go crazy, and I don't know. I watched your SEC show this week, and if you hold true to some of those picks, you're expecting a little chaos this weekend.
One of them is my upset pick that we'll get to in a minute. USC at Oregon. Oregon favored by 9.5. I'm really surprised that line hasn't gone down anywhere. This is a potential playoff eliminator, and I'm going to add a question mark at the end of this.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
It's a 10.5 now.
No way.
I'm looking at it.
Holy crap. Whew. All right. This is a potential playoff eliminator maybe for both teams. Because I do think Oregon's resume is weak enough that they could be left out at 10-2.
Wow.
I do think that. Now, with that said, this is absolutely an eliminator game for USC. We've talked about it before. I think USC has a legit passing attack. I think they're one of the more explosive teams in the country. Statistically, when I watch them, they're really explosive. The problem is Oregon's secondary is like top of the line. So that's the big thing in this game to me. USC is a 7th in explosiveness. The Ducks are first in explosive play rate allowed. So you got strength versus strength.
Yeah.
You got Oregon's secondary versus USC's passing attack. And if I remember correctly, the last time they played a secondary that was really good statistically was Nebraska. And that ended in like a slugfest 27-21, I think.
Yep.
Offense didn't really do much.
They were down that game.
Yeah.
Or if I remember right.
Yeah. And then I actually wrote that in my notes that if they go down in the half like they did against Nebraska and Iowa, I don't see them winning this game because I don't think you can go down against Oregon 14-0 or whatever, the case was in a couple of these other games and expect to crawl your way back. I don't think Oregon's I do think we've talked about this before. I do think USC can find some success in against the Ducks run D. But the only problem is I think Oregon's going to find a lot of success against USC's run defense because USC's run defense is 116th in yards before contact and 115th in defensive success rate. I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm taking Oregon. I think Oregon ability to stop the passing attack and their ability to run the ball against USC is going to win this game.
Not to mention, the struggles that Lincoln Riley's had away from Los Angeles, or away, in away games. And, it's kind of like you want to be like, well, maybe this is the game that he, turns it around. But he's had enough time to have that game that he turns it around. He just hadn't done it. So I kind of had that circled. And I'm with you. I think it's going to be. I think USC covers 10.5.
I'm going to take Oregon to cover.
Wow.
I'm going to take Oregon to cover.
I don't think I would take Oregon to cover. Not enough to put money on it, but.
I don't have money, so I can't put it on. If I did, I would.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm taking Oregon to win this one. Kind of everything you said, plus USC struggles away from home.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I've seen somebody posted that their the split difference. Jacob in the chat. I got Mercer beating Auburn with the upset.
Let's go Bears.
I don't know if you want that to happen though.
And you know what? I do.
Come on. I do too.
Come on.
That would be awesome.
Let's go Bears. I live about 20 minutes away from Mercer.
I tell you what, let's do another shirt thing. I tell you what, I'm not going to explain the shirt thing right now because we don't have enough time. But if Mercer upsets Auburn, that would be my fourth shirt I wear. We will get the Mercer Bears. All right, Pitt Panthers.
I'm surrounded by them.
Yeah, Pitt Panthers, Georgia Tech. I think this was 2.5. Georgia Tech was favored 2.5. Last I checked, it was 2.5. Yeah. Man, as we seen last week, man, we talked about it. The O-line can't block for Pitt. You know what the problem is, though, with that? Georgia Tech can't versus passer.
Yeah.
Their pass rush is 113th per PFF, 79th in pass rush win rate, and they're 105th in sacks. I don't think Pitt's going to have to worry about their quarterback getting hit because Georgia Tech they just can't pressure. I don't think you're going to believe these numbers. Maybe you will because you've watched them the last couple of weeks. I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was this bad on defense. They have, where is it at in my notes? Last two games, 1,120 yards allowed.
Wow.
82 points.
In 2 games?
2 games. 583 and 1. I may not want to give out the numbers. Somebody might check out my math and see how horrible I am. 583 and 537.
Wow.
Yeah. 48 points and 34 points.
That's interesting.
And need I remind you, one of those teams is a really decent team. The other one is going 1-11 this year in Boston College. I've said it before. I'm going to clip this and send this to our dear friend Caitlin, Austin's wife. Georgia Tech. Frauds. Give me the Pitt Panthers.
Wow.
Yep.
I gotta sleep with her tonight, man. So
You better
I,
Pitt Panthers.
based on that, am not picking the Pitt Panthers. No, look, it's obvious something's been going on with the defense.
She's in the chat.
Is she in the chat? I'm
Yeah.
looking at her. I couldn't tell if she was watching or not, but
she's in the chat. She came in right as I freaking said that.
Of course she did. But oh yeah, she's typing. I can literally see her thumbs going right now. Anyhow, man, I still love this Georgia Tech offense so much.
I do too.
And they have struggled so bad on defense, and they've come from behind, which is something Georgia Tech is not used to. You know, their offense isn't typically built on that. You know, kind of like we talk about with Vanderbilt. Once you get them down, you got them. I mean, I think this is going to be a slugfest, obviously, but I think they get some things tweaked on defense, figure out some things, and I think they come away with a win.
All right. Caitlin says, they may lose Saturday, but they're going to win in the bins. BYU, 2.5 also versus Cincinnati. The team I never believe in just keeps winning. I kept picking against them, even have called them fraudulent too. So BYU fans, you may want me to keep picking against them.
I know. I was going to ask you, are we calling this the Fraud Bowl?
Yeah. Oh, you want to talk about I think Cincinnati's defense took a step back also. I don't like the way they've been playing. The last 2 games for them, 75 points allowed and 475 yards per contest in the last 2 games. So similar track record to Georgia Tech, maybe not as bad, but pretty close. Their defense has been really bad, and I don't like that because BYU's offense is pretty dang good. It's top 10 in quality drive rates. I know how bad they did against Texas Tech, but there's not many teams doing good against Texas Tech, so I'm not going to judge them off that. I just don't like this Cincinnati defense right now. I do like they get Pryor back. Well, maybe he's probable because he's pretty good, and I do think the BYU's run D is gettable. I'm sorry, BYU fans. You may not want me to do this because I've picked against y'all several times, and y'all have won each time, but I'm going to go BYU. I think they're going to beat Cincinnati. I think they're going to cover 2.5.
A lot of pressure on this game for BYU.
Yeah.
If BYU wins the next 2 games, I mean, they're in the playoffs.
Are they?
You think they get kept out at 11-1?
Losing the Big 12 title? I know that we say that they won't punish conference champs or conference champ losers, but they did last year. The Big 12 conference champ loser didn't go in.
What was their record last year?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it was more than 1 loss though.
Yeah, if they go into the, I don't know. I
mean, there's only so many spots, right? For now.
Yeah, for now. Nice.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm on my iPad Athletes Forum podcast, so I'm not getting updates on comments. Apparently, we've had 3 of them. Yeah, but huge big shout out to CFB Season and the fellas for the fantastic gift card. Florida shirt came today. Go Gators. So listen to that. TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. This is what happens when you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Randomly, we will give out stuff to just whenever we feel generous. And this lucky guy who's been a loyal listener, I would say our most loyal listener.
Hey, and you gave it to somebody who bought a Gator shirt, so that tells you how much you love our fans.
I do. I don't care who you root for, even if you root for them stinking Gators. I will get you a Gator shirt with pride. So that's awesome. Glad you got it. Me and Austin and Season and Adam and Sean and all the guys that work on this show, we're glad you got it, and we appreciate it.
But
All right.
anyhow, back to the BYU Cincinnati. Part of me thought the pressure might get to BYU a little bit, and they choked a little bit. But I'm with you. Cincinnati. I mean, if I'd had to pick this game a couple weeks ago, I might have flipped a little bit, but I think BYU's offense is good enough to win this one and to cover.
How many games did I send you for this week?
You got Missouri, Oklahoma left.
I didn't write notes on it, so let's go to Missouri, Oklahoma. I forgot about it. I don't know the spread on that game because I didn't write no notes down. I think
I had it. Hold on, where'd it go? While I'm looking up the spread, it's Oklahoma 6.5. I wish you had wrote it down because I'd be curious to see if that moved any. Did you see their Missouri? What's his name? Pribula is been upgraded to questionable for Saturday to start.
I did not see that.
Yeah, Pete Thamel released it. Let's see. I think I deleted it.
Well, I had got a Pete Thamel alert earlier, but I hadn't looked at it.
Yeah, he
wow,
he released it earlier. Here we go.
He's back already, possibly.
Sources: Missouri quarterback Bo Pribula is expected to be upgraded to questionable in the SEC availability report. He's medically cleared to play on Saturday, and it'll come down to a coach's decision and player input on how he looks and feels.
Wow.
That makes it a game, at least, if he's truly healthy.
That is interesting. I mean, the way Oklahoma's offense plays, somebody asked this the other day, or somebody, I forgot who it was. But anyway, I was talking with somebody, I think, on TikTok, and they were like, shooting. We were talking about who could we put in with a marker into the playoffs. And he had made a comment, said Oklahoma, and I said, I would not. I'd put it in pencil with the ability to erase it because that offense is going to give every team they play left, which is only 2 more games, a chance to win. That offense is not good. It hasn't been good.
30 years ago, I'd probably be picking Oklahoma to win a national championship this year with their defense. You can't. I mean, don't get me wrong. Good defense still can win national championships, but you got to be able to score something.
Yeah, something. And right now, it's material bust. And material. I mean, he's gotten okay. He seems to be better, but he's still not what he was the first couple of weeks. With that said, though, I don't like this matchup for Missouri. I don't think their strengths in the pass game. I think their strengths in the run game. I think every run defense they've played this year, they've kind of been bottled up. So they've been got, and they're fixing to play probably what is the best rush defense in the country. And I don't think they have the weapons on quarterback to expose that secondary like other teams have. So I think Oklahoma's going to win. I think they're actually going to cover the 6.5.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like this Oklahoma team just because of how scrappy they are. They keep finding a way to win, even though they beat Bama a couple weeks ago or last week, I guess now, and I'm still butthurt about it. But I have a soft spot for a good scrappy team like Arizona State last year. I mean, I think after watching them last year, I wanted them to win a national championship this year.
I did too.
But they're not as scrappy as they were. I think losing Cam Scatterbo was a bigger loss than what we gave it credit for. But anyhow, that doesn't matter. However, Missouri it's going to stay close, and that's the main thing. And anytime you have a close game, you got a shot. But I think if I hadn't have slipped up with so many picks in the last couple of weeks, I might have called the upset here. But I'm going with Oklahoma. I did. Did you hear? You probably didn't. I was scrolling some random stuff earlier, and I came across Brent Venables, one of his like press conferences, talking about this game, and he was talking about Hardy, Missouri's running back.
I didn't see that.
He brought up a stat. Did you know that kid has over 1,000 yards rushing after contact this season?
He's very. Yeah, I've mentioned that stat like probably 6 or 7 weeks ago.
Yeah.
When it was like in the 400 to 500s. Yeah,
he's over 1,000 yards after contact.
Yeah, he's genty like.
So that'll be something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, comment in the TikTok. I can't say that name. I can't even see it, to be honest with you. But he ran into Greg McElroy today. Great guy. Chatted 30 minutes. That's pretty cool. Greg is one of my favorites. I love it. His podcast is great too. Also, you're a BYU fan, hoping for Missouri and USC wins. Yeah, that would help y'all's case big time. Did I give my pick? Yeah, I did. I went Oklahoma.
You did. You picked Oklahoma.
And you went that too, didn't you?
I did.
Also, Athletes Forum podcast, before we get to our last game of the night, before we close out, he brought up Arizona State quarterback hitting the portal possibly. Apparently he's going to go try to get Bank. Interesting offseason to try to do that when you've been – never mind. Anyway.
What was your first thought when you read that?
Like, what do you think you're going to get, son? You ain't been good this year. Like, I don't know who advises some of these kids, but they're idiots, man. Like, I don't mind a kid portering out to go get a better opportunity. I don't mind a kid going to try to get a bigger bag. But when you ain't been shit this year, and now you're going to –
I felt like the way he'd stuck it out previously, and now all of a sudden he's doing this now. My first thought was, is the Athlete Forum that literally popped up as I was getting ready to say it. My first thought was, is Kenny Dillingham gone? And he knows something we don't?
I did think of that too.
Yeah.
But Kenny's been in such like denial on that.
I mean,
if he did leave, it would be similar to that Saban famous quote, like, I ain't going. Do I have to say it? I ain't going to be the next coach of Alabama. Like, he's been pretty I can't even talk. He's been pretty, straightforward that he's not leaving. But Saban ain't going. We've seen that happen before.
Because I think didn't Saban coach for Alabama for a little while?
Yeah, a long time. Yeah. I wasn't picking on Saban. I'm just saying, like, he's the most famous one people use as an example.
I know. I'm messing with you. But
I mean, Urban Meyer, he did the whole retire and come back and then left again type deal after saying he wouldn't. All right. Last game of the week and love the show. Said we wasn't going to go an hour, and we're about to hit it. Louisville, SMU 2.5. Strength versus strength, in my opinion. Louisville rush attack, SMU run D. Really good. Did you see Miller's Moss comments?
No.
So, I seen it on Twitter, and then I went and looked it up before the show to write it down. But he was asked after the game, last game they had, I think, or whenever they lost. Clemson. Yeah, last game. Apparently, they had a lot of unsportsmanlike conduct issues. He described it as, and I quote, a cultural thing that can't be fixed this season. A cultural thing that can't be fixed this season. That don't sound good. Now, granted, I don't know that he should be. I mean, he's played like crap, but nonetheless, saying that out loud and in the post-game press conference is kind of I don't feel good about that. So, to me, I'm going SMU in this game. Not off those comments, but something's been off with Louisville since the Miami win. And then when I seen the Miller Moss comments, I was like, okay. Maybe that explains it.
I mean, I think you're going to have that sometimes when you live and die by the portal.
And they live and die by the portal.
Oh man, their whole. I mean, that's a different football team than it was last year. They flipped. I mean, their defense, I think, is like 8 or 9 new starters. That was the start of the season. I don't know the numbers.
I think they brought in 40 kids.
Yeah, it was something. It was an insane number. But I think you're going to run into that and have some you get that part wrong and have some issues there that can't be fixed. But I guess the flip side of that is you bring in 40 new kids for next year and start over.
Start all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caitlin in the chat, Mustangs pull the W. I'm going Mustangs too.
I'm going Mustangs too. Honestly, they've been playing pretty solid lately. I feel like
they still have a shot to go to Charlotte.
Do they really?
They do. I can't remember what they need to happen, and I'm not going to look it up. But maybe I'll bring it on next week. But yeah, I did read an article that said they still had a shot, and what they needed to happen wasn't too crazy. I think one of them involved though Virginia Tech has to beat Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia's ahead of them, and then probably okay. It would be.
Yeah, it wasn't too crazy. I know the other scenario had.
So Pitt probably has to beat Georgia Tech.
That's it.
And then lose to Miami.
Yeah.
Maybe. And then Virginia would have to lose. So I mean, it could happen.
Yeah, it could happen. And then now we're talking about SMU possibly getting the playoffs with a stolen bid. So, yeah, that would be crazy. All right, Austin, let's do our upset picks. I'm gonna go ahead with it so we can wrap it up. I'm going Kentucky over Vandy. Yeah, you heard me right. Kentucky's quietly has turned this around. That quarterback they got has looked really, really good. I went and looked at numbers. I didn't write it down, but his numbers look really good this last couple of weeks. I do think Vandy has a secondary weakness. I think this quarterback can expose that, and I think this is a prime position to upset them and Kentucky get that win, and then go fight for bowl eligibility against Louisville. What a turnaround for my guy Mark Stoops. And Austin's looking up his because I know he ain't picked it yet.
No, I forgot to look up the actual spread. The spread is 27.5 points.
For yours?
And I'm calling the upset.
Oh, my dear God.
Give me my Mercer Bears going to West Georgia to play Auburn and bring the victory back to Macon.
I so badly want that to happen. Let's go Bears.
Why not, man? When I heard y'all talking about it Tuesday night show, I was like, you know what? I'm going with that as my upset pick this week.
Yeah.
But I forgot to look up the actual spread because I was like, surely it's over 6.5. So that's what I was looking up real quick.
Oh, you didn't have to look that up, man.
I just want to know what it was.
Yeah.
No, been a lot of talk this week about the slate and how it's not the greatest, but we only get so many Saturdays, and we've sat here and talked about some great games that are going to happen this weekend.
It's an underrated slate.
It's a very underrated slate. No, maybe we don't need 3 TVs out this weekend like we have almost every single Saturday. But I'll have 2 out.
Yeah. This has potential.
It really does. So I'll be sitting on the couch on Saturday just like I do any other week. And I'm truly looking forward to it.
Caitlin Stone with a comment, 2 in the iPad.
2 in the iPad.
2 in the iPad. All right, everybody. Like I said, wasn't our normal show. Oh, go ahead, Austin.
No, I was going to say, don't forget to bring up next week.
Yes. Thank you, Jesus. Yes. All right, everybody. First off, appreciate everybody that joined. Like I said, kind of not a normal show. Out of town in a hotel. So we'll be back to normal next week somewhat. That's what we'll get to now. Next week, Thanksgiving week. Obviously Thursday, we're all gonna be with family, eating Thanksgiving, having our thing. So what we're gonna do next week is we're gonna do a cross. Dang, what was the word I'm looking for? Crossover. Crossover show with our Sweet Tea and SEC show. So we talk ball. Sweet Tea and SEC is gonna get together, and it's gonna be me, Austin, Adam, and we're gonna talk SEC and college football, and we're just gonna preview all the slate for that Friday and no Thursday. No, I think it's Friday, Saturday slate.
Yeah.
That is an absolute banger. So we needed 3 people to get through this banger because we're going to be talking a lot of games.
Yeah.
A lot of games. Probably more than our normal 5, if I had to guess. So, yeah, it'll be a cool show. We're going to do that Tuesday, and that'll be our only show of the week other than Sean in the Coach's Corner, which come on later that night. So, yeah, come join me, Adam, and Austin Tuesday night. Are we doing 7:30, 8:30? Because we do Tuesday 7:30. You probably want us to push it to 8.
Baby, can I do 7:30 Tuesday?
She's on the live too. Should I ask?
I know. I'm looking at her. She's finding out about this right now.
8:30. We're gonna do it at 8:30.
We can't
Tuesday
do 8:30 because that'll mess up the coach's corner. We're gonna have to do 7:30. She'll be fine.
Oh shoot! The coach's corner is at 9, ain't it?
7:30 Tuesday night.
Shoot! I forgot about the coach's corner. We're all figuring this out in real time.
7:30 Tuesday night.
All right. We'll love everybody. We're gonna get out of here. I'm ready for bed. I gotta get up at 5:30 so I can get my butt home. Eat the hotel breakfast. Let's end the stream because Austin's wanting to know why I'm getting up so early.
I am.
See y'all next week.
See ya.
You know what we could